Yeah. Yeah.
Hey everyone, my name is Brent Bennett and I'm part of the Muk Guest Artist Education team. For today's session, I am going to work through a horizontal seamless blend, which is another technique, part of my Barcode blending technique. But this technique is a little bit trickier. It's applied directly on scalp or within foil placement, but it is specific to feature areas. So I think it's a really cool technique for those clients who have a fringe or want to achieve a pop of color somewhere that won't take too long in application, but it'll have maximum color payoff. So the next application I would like to introduce is our horizontal barcode. I do appreciate that this is probably the most complex of the applications that I am introducing. However, bear with me, I'll work through slow and see if we can all get a grasp and pick this one up. The most important thing about this application method is to be organized and understand that this is applied in a rhythm or a tempo that's consistent. So you can choose as little or as many feature colors as you like, and I am going to be popping these through a fringe, which I've just quickly popped in for Billy. I'm going to be applying 3 different feature shades, and we have a global shade through the back. I'm also going to take a section which is at the top of my fringe and incorporate that into my global tone, just because these shades are going to be applied right to the root area. So I need to make sure that where it starts, we don't see that demarcation, or as the client gets regrowth, we don't get a stripy regrowth from these foils. So, the formulas that I'm using today are clear and playing with all of our concentrates through the hybrid range. So the global tone is half clear and slate. The 3 feature colors are clear and blue, clear and violet, and clear and yellow. So the way that these are applied is in a pivot through that feature section, starting with the first color. I'm going to start with violet, I think. And what we need to do is divide each of these sections mentally into, I guess, a key. So the key that I'm going to be using is a measurement of millimeters. So the first section that I'm going to take is equal to 3 mil. The second section is 2 mil. And then the following section is another 2 mil, and we work in a 3-2-1, 1-2-3 pattern through each shade to transition. So I'm going to start with 3 mil on my first shade, 2 mil on my second shade, 1 mil back on my first. So I know that's complicated, but I'm going to drop in a slide here as well, just to demonstrate the rhythm and tempo of this application method.
Love, I could live in outer space. It's just all these other people make me feeling out of place. I don't need drugs, it just helps me with the pain. Hoping that I don't OD, my sister's calling me insane. I don't need love, I just re-up. I ain't eating if I didn't get a free lunch. I don't need lungs, only weed crumbs. It's probably fine, I'll just smoke them till I feel numb. Hey, I think I got lost in me out on. Think I got girl in me out on. Think I got silver in me out on. I think I got bronze in me out on. Think I got drugs in me out on. Think I got money in me out on. Think I got lost in me out on. Think I got gold in me out on. Think I got silver in me out on. I think I got bronze in me out on. Think I got drugs in me out on. Think I got money in me out on. yeah.
So just to recap on horizontal barcoding technique, just be mindful that all this comes down to is a rhythm. I'd probably recommend having some type of table literature with you to make sure you keep to that rhythm with your formulas. But I maybe even got it wrong earlier, which it can appear in a blooper reel, but the formula or the rhythm is a 3-1-2-2-1-3, and then it transitions into the next tone, which will be the same as 3-1-2-2-1-3. There will be a table inserted here as a slide, so you'll have a visual on what that actually looks like. And just to recap on the colours, they are all our concentrates mixed with clear. So half clear and slate through the global, half clear and blue, half clear and yellow, half clear and violet for our feature area. So Billy's done with our horizontal barcoding. We're going to send her off to process for the next 35 minutes, and we'll check out what this end result looks like.
It's probably fine, I'll just smoke them till I feel numb, hey. I think I got lost in me out, think I got girled in me out,
So here is Billy with our horizontal barcode technique. I think this has come out really fun. It reminds me of those Darryl Lee Bo Peep boiled lollies, which is great. But this method can suit any formulation, so you can keep this as natural as you like, or you can go as vivid as you like. I've pulled them back so it's a little bit more pastelized, but it still packs quite a punch. Just be mindful that this technique is quite complex, so do really study, go back and rewatch these videos on the technique, get the rhythm and the tempo right, because if you don't, these colours do come out really blotchy, so you need to make sure they feather across within that sequence. So I think that's a wrap for this one. It's probably my favourite one, so let me know what you think.